Okay, so you know that famous quote from Edison where he found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb? Well, that's sort of what happened in this video, except the light bulb is a Madonna Express Yourself costume. Also, I wonder what Tesla thought of that quote, but that's for another video. So I actually made this costume a few years ago. Everyone thought that I was Ariana Grande, understandably so, I guess. I mean, who really wants to be Madonna anymore? And someone argued with me that her costume should be gold, which she did wear a gold one, but she also wore a pink one, sir, so you can Google it. But anyways, I put the process in here of how I made it because it's, just another attempt. But basically, I painted this white corset that I got from Amazon, and then I got a white bra at a cheap discount store and painted that, as well as some shoes. I don't have video of me painting those, but I found these shoes at that same store. And then for the pointy boobs, I got some foam and ribbon, and I actually learned that from a YouTube video I'll put in the description. This time around, I wanted to go for the gangster look that she had at her concert along with the bodysuit. I was going to put an image for reference, but I wasn't sure if I was allowed, so I went ahead and made this mediocre graphic for you. So enjoy that. In the meantime, if you don't know what outfit I'm talking about, if you just Google Madonna Express Yourself outfit, it should be the first one to come up. So next I got this white shapewear off of eBay. Don't worry, I Lysoled it, cleaned it, it's fine. I decided I was going to paint it, which was not a good decision, but we just learn from our mistakes here, don't we? Painting a corset is completely different than painting a stretchy bodysuit, but that's okay. Here's me trying it on. I was able to get it on, it just was very stiff, and I thought, you know what, I don't know if this is gonna work. However, I didn't have another bodysuit at the time, so I just knew it didn't look good. Then to make the pointy boobs, I traced a pot lid onto some foam paper, cut that out, decided to paint it as well, not realizing that I was not going to be using that bodysuit, but that's okay. Then I made some measurements to give it that pointy effect. Again, I will link the video in the description where I got the general idea of how to make these, pointy. Then here's me just lining it up on the bodysuit. And then my next idea was to use, I forget what this is called, you get it at Joann's just by the yard, but I found this ruffly material, and I thought if I wrapped that around, it would make it look similar to hers without having to sew anything. Yeah, it just ended up looking like a cupcake. I'm not sure why I let it go this far. I painted the whole thing and everything. And then it took me until lining it up at the end to realize, yeah, this looks like a cupcake. I think not. So it was back to square one. I got some white stretchy fabric, a new bodysuit that I don't have footage of from Poshmark, and then I dyed them in the color Petal, which, in case you're wondering, ended up looking like a big ball of bubble gum. So from here, I basically decided, okay, yeah, let's just start over. We've already come this far. Remove the dye, re-dye. I found this rose quartz color that ended up being the perfect shade, in my opinion, and more closely matches her original outfit. Then this was my second attempt at the pointy boobs. I basically just walked around Walmart and was like, what's pointy? Oh yeah, birthday hats, great. I painted it white, painted it pink. It still didn't exactly match the fabric because the fabric is now dyed and the pointy boobs are painted. Wish I would have realized sooner, but they ended up just being so pointy, it almost looked comical or like a clown costume or something. This is me just thinking about adding lights to it, which was a cool idea, but again, they were just so pointy, it just looked kind of ridiculous once you put it on. I also added some rhinestones before I threw these in the trash. Then it was on to attempt, number 3 for the pointy boobs. I used the same concept from the foam, except this time I used a heavy cardstock paper and, again, the pot lid to trace them out. Then I made some measurements from where I would need to cut in order to give it that pointy effect by folding one edge over the other edge. Here's me just cutting it out. Also, the paper is stacked so that you won't have to cut each individual circle. You can just cut them all at once. Then before I glued down the sides, I measured it with the bodysuit to make sure that it fit properly. Yet another pointy boob idea, to put tap lights underneath to make them light up. I didn't end up using this. I found a better solution. So yeah, I guess we can just ignore that ever happened. But then I went ahead and traced my pan lid again onto the fabric that was dyed to put over top of the construction paper to make them the same, fabric, same color as the rest of the bodysuit. After I got that all cut out, I lined it up with the construction paper pointy boob and then started my measurements so that I could make the proper cuts to make it fit to the pointy boob. So my next idea was to paper clip the fabric to the construction paper pointy boob just to hold it down, and then I would use a mixture of fabric fusion and hot glue to attach it to the construction paper. Then once that was all glued down, I started applying the crystals. I just got these from Michael's. They're just strips of rhinestones that already have sticky on the back. I thought that would make it easier to line up instead of individually placing rhinestones. And then I did put a little dab of fabric fusion to the top and bottom just to make sure that it was extra, had some extra hold. I know her costume didn't have rhinestones, but I just thought, why not? It's my take on it. Make it fun, make it sparkly, make it happen. Next, I got these pink lights from Amazon, and I just hot glued them to the underside of the pointy boob in line with the rhinestones. I ended up using 3 sets of lights on each boob, but yeah, overall I think it looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Next, I cut a slit into the bra area of the bodysuit in the back, just to have a place to hide the batteries from the light up boobs, and just so it's more comfortable against your skin. Then it was time to attach the pointy boob to the bodysuit. I ended up using fabric fusion to do this. I didn't fully trust the fabric fusion, so you'll see later I end up using a hot glue gun. I just really wanted to make sure that it was attached and it wasn't going to come off. So, sorry fabric fusion, I have trust issues. Once I had both pointy boobs attached, I put the battery packs in their little pockets and then glued down some of the excess wire just so it wouldn't be sticking up once I had the costume on. Then I guess for the sake of being extra, I added some pink rhinestones to the bodice of the bodysuit, however I lost the footage. Here you can see how I did the rhinestones, but this is actually me attaching the garter straps to the bodysuit. I had to get them on Amazon because it didn't come with one. I dyed them with the rest of the fabric, and then I used fabric fusion and hot glue to attach them. And then I got these pink bows from Walmart and attached those with hot glue, as well as a rhinestone to go on top. I ended up finding this gangster costume on Amazon. I think it was 20 bucks. It would have been nice if I had an old one, but I just never was a gangster for Halloween. I basically put the jacket on over top of the bodysuit so I could line up where the holes would need to be. Then I made measurements to try to line up the holes. I didn't do a very good job of cutting them, or really measuring them either, but I tried. So I cut small holes at first, and then I went in the mirror to try to line them up. And then I made the mistake of cutting them open while I was wearing it, which made these really off lines. It wasn't a good idea. Then I basically just took a hot glue gun and glued back the edges so that it would be a smoother hole. Ooh. You know what I mean. Then for the magnifying glass necklace that she carries, I got this on clearance. I think at either Michael's or Joann Fabrics. It was just a chain and then a pendant, and I just put them together. It was like $7. For her headset microphone, I actually had this from my original costume a few years ago, but I thought, well, since I added some rhinestones to the other aspects of the costume, I might as well add them here. Why not? Not sure how necessary this was, but I had these old Skechers that never really fit very well. So I dyed them the same color pink as the bodysuit, and then I added the same bows and rhinestones from the garter straps on the bodice. Then I found these stickers from Michaels and decided to spell out "Express Yourself" on the front outer sides of the shoe. Okay, please ignore the fact that my hair looks awful. I was trying to make it look blonde, so I thought I could use like baby powder, and that did not work. But I got this ponytail at Sally's back from my original costume, and I forget how much it was, maybe like $14.99. But you just basically put that over a high bun. And then I took another braid that I got there for like $2.99, and I cut it up and braided the big braid into 3 small braids. And that I'm using as her, I guess, braided section of the ponytail. And then it ends up looking something like this. And for the reveal, here it is without the gangster bodysuit, because obviously you can wear it one of 2 ways. This belt is actually from an old shirt that I got as a gift from Arden B. I don't think you have to wear a belt with it. This is what it would look like without it. But you could always find a white satin one and dye it, or maybe paint the belt to match. Not that I think anyone would actually want to try this or want to be Madonna for Halloween. I guess it's kind of an old one. But anyways, here it is with the gangster costume. I think it turned out well also. I wish the holes were a little further away from the lapel, but I still think it looks good. And I think I was doing this for the thumbnail. Not sure it's going to make the cut. And then here is the costume in the dark, obviously. Thought it'd be nice to show a couple shots so you could see what it would look like at night if you're out at the club or a bar or wherever you go for Halloween. If, you know, again, if anyone actually decided to wear this. And that's it. Yeah, thanks for watching if you did.